Hi, my friends. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another Chit Chat live from East Texas. I'm DC, your courage coach, and I'm thrilled you guys are joining me today. If you happen to be in East Texas, you're probably waking up to a nice rainy, cloudy day. If you're somewhere else in the States or watching us across the world, hopefully you have a beautiful Saturday that you guys are enjoying. I am thrilled you guys are here with me today. And for those of you who guys are new, one of my biggest passions, one of the things I truly enjoy to do, is to motivate creative individuals. I love motivating people who are kind of feeling stuck in their lives to transition to more fulfilling lifestyles. One of my things is I really want people to start living their best life now. Whatever that means for you, whatever your definition of best, whatever your definition of the best way for you to be, what is your level of greatness? That means during this series, I want to give you tools, I want to give you tips, I want to give you insights to help you achieve that, to help you get you to your next level. Today, we're going to talk about some of the physical things that can be holding you back. If you ever thought about being stressed, have you thought about being tired, overwhelmed? That's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Before we do, my friends, go ahead, give this episode a like, give me some love, share with somebody. You know, we're always better when we're growing together. Invite somebody else into the community. If you are not following us, make sure you follow so you can get all the news about upcoming episodes. Make sure you share how you're feeling. During the episode, I'm going to be watching the comments. So if you have questions, concerns, go ahead, put it in there. I'm going to be watching for it. If you're watching the replay, still put a note. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you can get all the information. Leave me some comments. I'm always going back for both channels, both Facebook and YouTube. And if you guys are ready, let's get started. So let's make sure we start talking about this. During the last couple weeks, so in September, I did something a little different. So for those of you guys who are aware, I am a coach. I do a lot of mindset coach. I do a lot of motivation coaching. That's kind of one of my things. Most people know me as a positivity coach. So one of the things I wanted to do is a little different. I introduced you to some of the foundations of the things that I do with my clients. So I gave you kind of the three basic principles. We talked a lot about finding your passion. One of the things that I work with a lot of my clients is, what do you want to do? Because let's be honest, a lot of the things that comes where it starts is knowing that. Everything starts with this question. What do you want to do in your life, my friends? This is the beginning of everything. So one of the things that we did during September is kind of figuring out how to get there. The first thing we covered when we started talking about it was figuring out what is it that you enjoy doing during your day. What are you doing? In order to figure out how to reach your goals, you need to know where you're at right now. That's kind of basic number one. So the first thing we talked about is analyzing your day. I gave you some exercise about going over your day, figuring out how much of the stuff that you do, you actually enjoy. I was impressed when somebody told me that 80% of the things they did every day, they hated. I was like, ooh, that's not a good place to be. The next thing I told you guys to do was to analyze your tribe. Who are the people in your life that are supposed to be motivating you? Who are your dream assassins? Who are those people that every time you tell them what you want to do, I went, I don't think that's a good idea. Who are these people that are holding you back? Also, who are your cheerleaders? So we went over that. Once you have a dream, who are you telling your dreams? Your dreams are very, very delicate, especially in their first conception stage. When you first have this idea that, I want to try something new, depending who you tell these things to would determine whether they grow, they flourish, they become something exciting, or whether they just kind of die a brutal death. And I sound kind of drastic, and probably because I'm a writer, but these things are real. These are the things that we look at every day. Who exactly is in your tribe? The very third thing that we covered, and that we did last week, was to determine what are your fears. Because let's be honest, we are adults. Unlike the time when you were in your 20s and you were absolutely fearless and you took leaps of faith everywhere. Once we hit a certain stage, it's really, really kind of difficult to jump into things new. Why? Let's be real, my friends. Once you hit a certain level of responsibility, we get very good at adulting. Here's the part. Many of us have, if you have children, you have a house, you have a mortgage, you got rent, you got all these things that have to get done. So when it comes to taking this leap of faith, they become a little scary. We tend to develop a fear of risk. We become fear phobics. You know, we have this phobia, we have this idea. We become very cautious in everything we do. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying you need to go off and quit your job. And no, that's not what I'm saying. But we have to analyze these things. And we have to be very serious about it. Where is it that we want to go? Where is it that we're at? And how do we get there? Because remember, it all starts with this question. What do I want? What exactly is it that I want in my life to get there? One of the things that I ask with a lot of my clients, and this is a lot of the response that I get, and you guys can kind of judge it, tell me where you're at, and that one of the things that I hear a lot is, have a good job. Yes, but they hate it. And you're going, oh, okay. Or I'm doing better than my parents. That's exciting. But they feel guilty for wanting more. Or I hear this very much, hey, I should be grateful for what I have. Absolutely, my friends. You should always be grateful. We should be very thankful for the place in our lives that we're at. It doesn't mean we have to stay there. It doesn't mean you got to settle. It doesn't mean that just because you're okay is your best life now. Let's be honest. We're all meant for greatness. We're all meant to live the next life. We're all meant to be excited, to wake up every day and want to do better, to do the best that we can. Here's the part. In order to get there, we have to be very grateful. We have to be very comfortable when we're at. And know that we work very hard for it, that we are living the life now. It doesn't mean you're going to get stuck there. It doesn't mean that you can't have more. So as I go through this, let me know. Do you agree with this? Do you agree that you are meant for greatness? Give me a yes in the comments. And I know Tom just joined us. Hi, darling. Give me a yes. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think you're meant for greatness? Or are you just supposed to settle? I have a strong conviction that we're all supposed to grow. We're all supposed to grow every day. We're supposed to get better. We're supposed to improve. We're supposed to truly be able to live to the next potential. The next question that I asked everybody is I asked you guys as we went through it, what is holding you back? And this can be, as I said earlier, holding us back can be anything from the people we're around, our environment. It can be our financial conditions. It can be anything, but it can also be fears. So last week, we talked a lot about those fears. I'm too old. I'm not good. So let me just put them out there just to remind you. This is some of the things we talked about. Don't have enough time, don't have enough money. Anytime you're looking to transition in your life, anytime you're looking to taking your life to the next level, fears is going to hit us. The older we get, the harder those fears are going to hit us. We have a lot of responsibilities and we're looking at it. What am I going to do? Because let's be honest, following your dreams, pursuing your God-given talent, pursuing your God-given destiny, it's a little selfish. And this is hard for many of us. It's hard for us who have sacrificed many things in your life for your family. It is hard to say, I'm going to take time for myself. I'm going to take time to write a book. I'm going to go start a business. I'm going back to school. There's a time commitment. There is a responsibility factor. There's all of these things. There's also what people are going to think. That's a huge one. We live in a society that is very much aware of each other. What are people going to think? So here's the reality. What is holding you back, you have to be very, very aware what is going to happen and how is it going to do it. So there's a couple of things also that I want to cover. It is, how are you feeling today? What is your physical sensations? What are you going through right now? We're currently living in a society, and this is interesting and dynamic and very polarized. It's a kind of strange life that we're at. We're living in a world where everything's divided. To me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm very middle of the ground for many things in my life, but everybody has to pick a side. It has become one of those things where everybody is either you're right or you're wrong. You have to pick if you don't pick. So we're living in a constant state of stress every single day. We're finding ourselves battling things over and over. And one of the hardest things to do is, let's be honest, my friends, how do we feel? What do we want to do? How do we deal with these things? So let me give you an example. I am an extremist, and this is kind of hard to explain. I'm all or nothing. So many people kind of joke about it. I'm all in or all out. So anytime there is a good cause, there's a good nonprofit that needs some help, I'm going to volunteer right here. New project that I can do with my books, I'm going to try. New marketing campaign, I'm going to try. I do all these things. One of the joke everybody says is, you're so busy. I've always been busy. I enjoy being busy. It doesn't mean I don't take time for the things in my life. So just because I'm busy doesn't mean I'm not going to have fun. But I enjoy being very involved. That's just what I do. I've done it all my life. Nothing new. Here's the problem that I had for many, many years, is that I was consistently adding more and more to my days every day. And then when it became too much, those extremes, I will dump everything in a blink of an eye. Didn't even think about it. It was one of those, I got tired, I got exhausted, I got overwhelmed. There was all this pulling, there was all this demands, people needed more, and I was tired. So I dropped everything. And I will clear my schedule for a good 3 to 4 months till I got my energy back, till I felt back like myself. And then I will do it all over again. And the cycle will repeat itself. And something had to stop. When I became full-time writer, that was not something I could afford. I could not afford to continue to have this roller coaster. I was killing myself over and over. My best friend said it every time. I was like, girl, you're going to hurt yourself. His biggest thing is stress kills. And it's so true. Too much stress in our life, too much negative energy, if you want to put it that way, too much of everything in our health is going to affect us. And it's going to have a negative effect in everything we do. Our current situation is a good example. This current energies that are being, everybody fighting, all this anger hasn't affected us, whether we think about it or not. The people we're around, how they interact, how they feeling is going to have an effect on us. So it comes back to, how are you feeling? This is something that I want, and I ask all of my clients to ask themselves. Not only are you scared, are you nervous, are you afraid of what you're going to take on, but how do you physically feel? How do you mentally? How is it emotional? Because let's be honest, you're not going to conquer the world. You are not going to do your best if you're tired. You're not going to be emotionally ready to take on a brand new project. It's not going to happen if you're overwhelmed, if you have too much stress. So today, let's talk about this. Let's talk about some of the signs of stress because they have a physical manifestation in your life. And that's what I want to go over. So let's jump in and tell me what you guys think. Look at the very first sign. And this is by WebMD, and it's kind of interesting because with WebMD, let's be honest, usually most things you look online and you ask about your health always ends up in dead. How's you feeling? You're going to die. You're like, oh, there has to be an in-between. But the very first one is low energy. Think about how much energy you're expending every day. If you're stressed, if you're tired, if you're exhausted, if you're overwhelmed, if you don't feeling your best, your energy is going to deplete. How are you going to tackle a brand new project? How are you going to follow your dreams if you don't have the energy to do it? It is not possible. Your body is not going to have what it takes to get you to the next level. Let's look at number 2, my friends. Headaches. Are you suffering for do you feel like you have headaches all the time? I usually blame my headaches a lot on sinuses. We're in East Texas. I'm allergic to anything green in this area. I don't know how I survive, but headaches is one of those. And sometimes people don't understand how they have them. I have a lot of friends who have pressure headaches all the time with their eyes hurt. They're not focusing. There is a physical reaction. Our bodies are the first indication of what you're going on in your life. Deepak Chopra says, the issues in the tissues. Your body is going to try to give you warning signs all the time. Headache's one of those warning signs, like something is off. Something is not going well. What are we going to do about it? So think about it. Are you normally do you have headaches? Look at number 3. Do you have an upset stomach? You know how we say, if you have something happens, follow your gut is going to talk to you. Absolutely. How do you feel? Are you waking up upset? Are you waking up 7 o'clock in the morning and you already have a headache? Your stomach hurts. You don't know what's going on. What are those indications? You might be, my friend, overly stressed. There might be too much going on in your life that is not letting you move forward. So let's jump to the next one. Look at this one. Aches, pains, tense muscles. As adults, it's kind of interesting because we obviously think, well, I'm getting old. This is supposed to hurt. Let's be honest. Everything's not supposed to hurt all your time. Your body's talking to you. Your body's trying to tell you something is out of whack. Something is not right. You're not living in moderation. What is happening? The next one is insomnia. This one is kind of one of those easy one most people can kind of follow along. You're not sleeping well. My mind never stops. It is constantly on a loop and it's always going. I have to make sure that I have a schedule. I have to purposely put myself on a schedule or else I don't sleep well. So any changes in my body, any changes in my hormones is going to throw that off. We're very, very unique species. Think about it. Our bodies are perfection and anything can throw us off, but it's always trying to fix itself. It's always trying to get better. You are not meant to live sick and unhealthy. You're not meant to be hurting. You're not meant to have these things. Your body's always trying to do the best that it can to get you back to the ultimate level. The question is, are we helping them? So look at your next one. Are you frequently getting cold and infections? Most people never connect that with stress, which is interesting because at first I thought, really, is that it? Once you're stressed, you're bringing your immune system down, which makes you more susceptible to getting sick. This is a constant reaction. So if you're getting sick, if you're always going to the doctor, you have these infections, you're not going to be at your top level of performance to follow your dreams. It's not going to happen. As much as you try, you're very much, it's kind of like a catch-22. They say, if you're not feeling well, if you're tired, go exercise. Well, you're too tired to exercise, so how are you going to get there? But your body's trying to give you these clues. It's always talking to us if we listen. It's always on a mission to make sure that we know, hey, how do we get there? The last one here is the key one, and I think most of us kind of going, ooh, really? Loss of sexual desires or abilities. Everything is connected. Everything in our lives is connected, mind, body, and soul. All those three things are in tune with each other. Your level of stress. At one point in time, we took pride. Let's be honest. Some of us were proud that we actually had too much. We were too busy. We took it as a badge of honor. We were too stressed to do anything because we had so much going on. Science finally had to catch up with the fact that this is not good for us. We're not meant to live at that level of stress. We're not meant to live with a constant pressure. It's kind of being in the flight or fight mode all the time. There is so much release in your body that is not going to be good for us. What are we doing about it? So think about it right now. How is your sleep cycle? Are you sleeping well? Are you eating well? Are you waking up happy or are you always upset? What is it that is going on in your lives every day, or right now, exactly, that is keeping you in a constant state of stress, a constant state of, oh my God, I don't have enough time for this. This is the parts that I want you guys to realize. In order to achieve our dreams, in order to get to the next level, we have to be very conscious of where we're at right now. In order to get there, we need to know where we're at. Where are you in your lives? Are you excited about it? Or are you seriously just feeling like, oh my God, I'm too tired to do anything? I have to be very careful. Because like I said, I'm easily committing to things all the time. I have no issues, hey, this sounds great. Do you want to do it? I had to learn to say no. So here's what everybody says, and I heard this before. They said, if you are good with your no's, people will appreciate it. They will respect you for it. Unfortunately, what I found out is they don't. People get mad if you say no. Why? Because they take it personal. If you're always saying yes to anything and you decided to hey, we need to change this up and start saying no, you have to kind of be very specific. You have to be intentional. Happiness is intentional. You'd be surprised how people would tend to get a little bit angry, especially if they're a little bit high maintenance kind of friends, because you said no. I'm very comfortable understanding myself now and being able to say, I can't say yes to everything. Something has to give. If I'm trying to reach my best level, if I'm trying to reach my dreams, if I'm trying to get to where I need to be, I have to be very, very specific and conscious with what I do. It doesn't mean I just blow everybody off. That's not the case. But it is, I have to be intentional. When and can, I can do it. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's been my phrase this entire month. Because we want to do everything, some things have to be sacrificed. So I gave you a list of stressors, things that you can, what are the signs, things that you can look forward to, things that you can kind of judge, where are you in your life? Now, there are common recommendations we can do. And some of the things I'm going to show you are not going to be mind-blowing. You've seen them before. If you do a search on Google, you're going to come up with 50 different lists. Whatever works for you is what I want you guys to try. This list is not all-encompassing, of course, but I want to give you some tips because every once in a while, we all need a reminder. Sometimes we have too much going on. Sometimes we need a quiet time. Sometimes we need to put ourselves first to figure it out how we get to our next level. So let's look at this list kind of quickly. So the very first things and recommendations you can do to help with stress is unplug. I want to be a little specific because unplug can mean anything and everything. It's kind of vague out there. So unplug for some of us, if you are a online junkie, this can mean as easily as spending less time on social media. It's interesting because I run a social media business. I do coaching online. I do lots of things online. So you would think, how do you unplug if this is where your livelihood is, if this is where a lot of the things that you have, and nowadays we connect that way because of our current situations, how do you unplug? Personally, I do Sundays, and it's kind of strange, but I have tried to do Sundays as much as possible, unless I have events, is not connect to anything, if that makes any sense. I unplug from my phone. I tend to just, the only people I call tend to be the parents. I literally read most of the day. I kind of vegged out. Like, that is my day, not to think about business as much as possible, not to think about books. I try not to engage in a lot of things in terms of writing for me, and try to honestly focus on just come and have that reset moment and letting it go. If you spend a lot of time watching the news, I am a true believer we all need to be informed. We need to know what current affairs is going on. But too much is too much. And this can drive you insane, my friends. We're now in a place where you have news going 24/7. You have the horrors of the world in our current country played out 24/7. We're watching everything from genocides to destructions on a daily basis. And if you're asking DC, what are you trying to tell me? You need a break. Let's be honest. There are some things in our lives we cannot control. There's things you cannot influence. Some of those disasters fall in that category. Watching them over and over is not going to be good for your health, believe it or not. I am a true believer that energy is transferable. And the more you watch this, the more you're going to be hooked. And most of our news channels, especially the ones who are playing news 24/7, are one extreme to the other. They want you to pick a side. They're going to get you excited. They're going to get you all riled up. Everything's very fear-monger. Everything is super, super energized to get you excited. If you pay attention, watch the news for a while, then take your blood pressure. By the end of that show, your blood pressure is going to be through the roof, and you're not even going to know what happened. Unplug. Give yourself a break. Don't play it in the background for 24/7. Give yourself some time to just refocus, re-energize. If you're on social media all the time, think about how much are you watching? How much of it is giving you energy? How much is energizing you? Can you get a break? I usually try to do a lot of my social interactions in the morning. And that way I get to do all the other things I need to do throughout the day. What is it that you need to do? How do you balance it? How do you give your soul, your mind, a break from all this that is coming? Because it doesn't end, let's be honest. Non-stop stimulus 24/7. So look at the next one. Focus on your health. This is a little bit interesting because most of the time we're telling people, hey, you need to exercise, you need to eat right, you need to do all those things are great if it makes sense. And how do you do it for yourself? Because all these prescriptions doesn't make sense for everybody. Depending where you are in your health, eating well might mean not eating out as much. Simple as that. It might mean just starting to walk. It doesn't mean you have to hit the gym 7 days a week. Think about where you are in your life. Think about the stages you are in your life and how do you get there? Every little thing you do for your health is better. Things that I do that are a little bit unconventional that most people don't think, I meditate. I need that quiet space in the morning just to kind of let my thoughts go, just not to think about it. So I do a lot of meditation. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others. I have friends that enjoy running. I have friends that just enjoy sitting outside, doing gardening, playing in the dirt. What does that mean for your health? You gotta define it, and you gotta define it something that makes sense. One of my favorite books is by Julia Cameron, and she wrote The Artist's Way. She says every artist, and I think every person, needs what she calls an artist date. And this is probably the most fun you can have, is pick a day of the week and you take yourself on a date, honestly. And it doesn't matter what this date is. You can go to the movies, you can go out to eat. A lot of people don't feel comfortable going out to eat by yourself. Take a book. Believe it or not, you're going to go out to eat and you go to a restaurant, you pick a book. You'd be surprised how most people are like, ooh, okay, dedicated, and just leave you alone. But find something to do. I am back into going to the movies. I am a little kind of picky because I tend to go during times there's very low crowd, just because I'm a minimalist. So find something to do. I enjoy going to the movies. I enjoy the movie experience. Have a blast. Pick a movie. I usually try to do it, if not once every 2 weeks, just because I need the break. That's my artist day. If I can't go to a museum, I take myself to the movies. What are you doing for you? That's very health focused. And if you're thinking about it, you're doing something fun. Retail therapy seems to be big. I don't always recommend it. Let's be honest, I don't need you to go broke, but I do want you to have fun. What is it that you're doing for your health that is solely for you? And once again, the moment you start thinking about yourself, the moment you start thinking about your dreams, your goals, your health, how it makes you happy, it becomes a little selfish. Most people going, but I need your time. You can't give what you don't have. If If you're not healthy, if you're not happy, if you're not at your top of your game, you can't give this to other people. So think about it that way. And the sun just came out completely, so I'm completely being blinded. I apologize, my friends. Was not expecting to have this much sunshine. Let's look at the next one, and hopefully the sun will do something else. Don't aim for perfection. Delegate. So let's talk about this one. What does that mean for you? Are you a perfectionist? I am definitely known for being a perfectionist. Most people kind of say I have high standards for myself all the time. I don't do that for other people, but I do aim to put myself in a higher standard. So I tend to be very notorious about delegation, which means I try to do a lot of things on my own. That drastically changed when I became an author. And I became a full-time author. Why? I don't have enough time. There was not enough time in my day to get everything done and for me to do it. So some things have to be delegated. A lot of my peers ask, do I make my own covers? No, I don't make my own covers. I have a formatter who does my formatting as well. So there's a lot of things that I had to learn to do in delegation. So take a look at it. What does that mean for you? Can you delegate, my friends? So I had to learn, honestly, to delegate. I could not do everything. I couldn't do it all without killing myself. It was coming to the point that I was exhausted all the time. So delegation, perfectionism, it's actually not a good thing to be proud of. So things like that. And if you are extremely perfectionist and a control freak, this can be hard for you. Trust me. It is for me at times. So let's take a look at the next one. Make time for yourself. I already told you how I feel about this. I am 100% sure that in order to be healthy, in order to have low stress in your life, you have to make time for yourself. You have to put yourself in that priority. You have to give yourself time to relax. You also have to give yourself time to let your dreams flourish. And sometimes that involves some quiet time, some time for yourself, some time to honestly be okay, just enjoying your own peace, whatever that might mean. I have friends who are massage therapists who truly encourage that. If you enjoy massages, Deepak Chopra says you should have a massage every day. If you can afford it, go for it. What is it that you're doing? Because life can be very, very short, or it can be very long if you're miserable, let's be honest. Depending on your state of mind will determine how you live your life, how you follow your dreams, how you get to the next level. But in order to get to the next level, you truly have to be comfortable where you're at, who you are, and being able to put yourself first, being able to say, I am meant for greatness. I am meant to achieve these things, and I am meant to have a happy life. I'm a true believer. You're all meant for greatness, and I'm your cheerleader if I can be. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to promote you. I'm also here if you need some help to do that. Everybody's not interested in doing coaching. Let's be honest. It's not for everybody. Everybody's not that excited. I am not only a coach. I have my own coaches in different areas that I love. I find having accountability as well as a cheerleader is really, really beneficial. It's not for everyone. But what it is for everyone is following your dreams, if following that place that you know, and understanding where you're at. Success can only be defined by you. You are the only person that can tell us if you have succeeded in your dreams, what are those dreams are, and if you're successful. Nobody can define it. My idea of success is very different than other people, to include my family members. What I enjoy to do, not many people do. So everything's a little different. So you got to take some time to figure out what makes you happy, what makes you excited, what are those things you enjoy to do every day, and be able to realize, am I taking on too much? Am I too stressed? Did I do everything that I meant to? Did I try to do too much? So my friends, hopefully that helps as you get ready to follow your dreams, as you get ready to take on this amazing journey that you're meant to live. I want you to take some time and realize, can I do this? How I feel? Where am I want to go? So this is what I wanted to cover. So remember, here are some quick tips to think about if you're finding yourself overwhelmed, if you're finding yourself exhausted. How do you do it? Take a quick look at those. I'm going to hopefully see you guys back in 2 weeks. I have a couple events. So for you guys who are in the Texarkana area, let me give you a huge plug. Next Saturday, October 9th, let me make sure I know that, is from 10 to 3. The gathering of authors is going to be taking place. It's going to be at the JW Ranch. It's actually going to be the Cowboy Church. Sorry, I apologize. So it's going to be next Saturday, October 9th, here in Texarkana and the Arkansas side. Anybody who's interested, is an amazing, it's going to be a writing as well as a charity event. So for anybody in town who's looking to actually come out. I know Tom, who's online watching, is going to be there. He's an incredible children's author. We have so many different authors coming about, over 24 of us. There's going to be games, there's going to be food, not to mention we're going to have charity, there's going to be silent auctions. So for anybody looking for something to do in town, meet us next Saturday. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and I'm hoping to bring you something a little different. October is National Polio Awareness Month. And for anybody who's a Rotarian understands, National Awareness Month Day is actually October 24th. So Rotary does a huge awareness campaign. So I'm going to bring you guys some information about polio, kind of the history, where we're at, what we're doing. So 2 weeks we're going to do that. And then I'm hopefully to see you guys then. So my friends, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you guys have an amazing time. If you're looking to continue to support the broadcast and you guys want to know more about it, here is the Patreon link. Sign up, send us your comments, join the family. And like always, I am grateful. Thank you guys have joined us. I'll see you guys back in 2 weeks, unless I see you next week in the Gathering of Authors, and have an incredible time. Bye everyone.